ringside here, ready to go with another day of CWA, USWA Wrestling, and we've got the King sitting here with us again today.
Fortunately, I'm out here with you again to save the show.
I'm not sure fortunately is correct, but...
Boy, and looking at this format, what do you got, about 6 matches on the card today, huh?
We do. We have 6 matches on the card. Got Southern Rockers coming in here, the former USWA World Tag title holders. They won them twice right here. They will be back today. Plowboy Frazier will be here a little bit later today.
Plowboy Frazier.
Yes, sir. We're going to have Cobra.
Every time I walk past a garbage can, I think of Frazier.
Going to have Cobra in here a little bit later on, too. A
Cobra,
former unified world champion who will be in here. Dirty White Boy will be along. Chris Champion will be here. And
please,
you are scheduled in a match later today, too.
You know, you didn't have time. You bumped me around. You moved me around last week. I wanted to wrestle this big William Thompson Freezer, whatever his name is, and so we're going to do it again today, right?
All right. Well, okay. As a matter of fact,
you ask me nicely instead of trying to bump me around the show.
Let's see what happens. We'll be back with the opening match here in just a moment. That's Ben Jordan in the ring right now, a young wrestler who has not been wrestling all that long, but has looked mighty good in several matches that we have seen. Oh, here comes Dirty White Boy, and he doesn't look all that happy. We are underway here with the opening match. Dirty White Boy going against Ben Jordan.
You got to like Dirty White Boy's attitude. Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't like his attitude, but I do like his chances of winning the match, I must say. Whoa, yeah. Ben Jordan.
Hey, wait a minute now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't like his chances quite as well. Look at Ben Jordan take the Dirty White Boy off his feet down to the mat. Dirty White Boy back up on his feet, though.
There you go.
Yeah, they're pulling hair.
What?
Sure, there you go. Yanked him by the hair.
All he's trying to do is get his attention, Dave. You got this young punk come out here. Looks like he's full of spit and vinegar, and he's going to try to show off in front of all of these hairy-legged little girls over here. And all you got to do is you got to bang their head off that mat one time or two and get their attention.
Well, breaking the rules while you do it by yanking his hair. That's what Dirty White Boy did. There he goes again. Grabs him by the hair. Ben Jordan down on the mat.
Now, I'd like to ask you how you saw that. What do you got, X-ray eyes or something?
No.
I'm sitting the same place you are. You could not see him pull any hair.
Well, I certainly saw him put his hand behind his head, and I saw that head snap back.
Watch it. I think I saw hair pulling there, did you?
I didn't see any. I saw a nice move by Ben Jordan. Look at that bar that he's got on the arm. Dirty. Down. What's that? That was hair pulling. A couple of our young
Better
fans
question,
here.
what's that?
A couple of our fine young fans joining us today for USWA CWA Wrestling. Glad to have you with us. Got plenty of action scheduled for you.
You glad to have me with you? I know you are, Dave. I know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the folks who are watching on TV today.
Now, I did see a little hair pulling there, but it wasn't actually called hair pulling. That was just...
Wait. It was not called hair pulling? What was it?
He's using it to get a little leverage there.
All right.
What did you say? What is it? Ben Jordan been going to Bill Dundee's School of Wrestling, right?
Now, there again, a handful of hair. Dirty White Boy. That seems to be about the only way he can get Ben Jordan off his feet is grab him by the hair. There's Ben
Dave,
Jordan.
you know what? Have you ever been accused of being biased out here?
I've been accused of it,
Well, I'm here to tell you and set the record straight. You definitely are. You were against the Dirty White Boy the minute he walked in the ring.
Wrong.
I saw the look on your face. You didn't like him. As soon as he set foot in there, you knew in your mind that you were going to come out here and try to sway the public opinion in the favor of this punk Ben Jordan.
Absolutely wrong. I'm opposed to people who come out here and break the rules.
What about the fist there?
Look at Ben Jordan.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
Dirty White
like
Boy.
A flying saucer, UFO.
Dirty White Boy using that veteran knowledge that he has from around behind. There's a cover. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Now, see, Dirty White Boy ends up winning it.
And he wants a little bit of Chris Champion, too.
Well, I'm sure he does.
I got something I want to talk about.
We don't have an interview scheduled right
I
now.
don't care what you got. This could be one of the most important matches in my life, so get up, Weasel.
We don't have an interview schedule. We're going to take a look at this in
We're
case.
gonna make time.
We're not going to do an interview
Come on,
right here.
talk to
In
him, Dave. I
case you
told you
want to
he's
have
biased.
wrestling in
He's
your
biased.
area as a fundraiser, take a look at this for information.
Now you can have the stars of the USWA in your hometown. It's America's #1 fundraiser, USWA Wrestling. The stars, the action, the excitement, USWA Wrestling. For more information on how you can raise money for your organization, write the USWA, Post Office Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee 37077, or call 615-824-8523. USWA Wrestling, America's #1 fundraiser.
All right, come on, say what you got to say then, and then we can go on with the show.
Because I'm in no mood to put up with you, this promotion, Eddie Marlin, or anybody. Because I have been humiliated. I have been made look like a fool for the last time, champion. It's time, baby. Let's get down. Let me throw a little ultimatum at you, boy. See if you got enough guts to step up to it. Monday night, Memphis Coliseum. I win. I get my old lady back. You win. I'll pack my dirty laundry and get out of this stinking state. Because, champion, I want you, baby. It's time. It's time to get down and nasty because I'm coming for my old lady. And no matter who you can get Bill Dundee, you can get Dustin Rhodes, you can get Dutch Mantell, you can go as high as get the president of this stinking promotion and bring him to the ringside if you want to. Because I guarantee you, baby, Monday night at the Coliseum, you're going down. My old lady's coming back to me. And boy, this is one time I've sat around and I thought of a lot of ways to put a lot of pain on you, baby. And I'm unleashing something that I thought I never would unleash before, that I kept tied up inside of me. I'm turning it loose, baby. Monday night in the Coliseum. It's been your pleasure.
Last week, we had a situation in which the USWA World Tag Team titles were at stake right here in this ring. Team came out, the Southern Rockers, Rex King and Steve Dahl, looked mighty good. As a matter of fact, they looked so good in the match, they won the match.
Well, I was the first one to admit that these guys looked like they had some potential. I tried to tell Robert Fuller and Brian Lee not to underestimate them, which they obviously did. And you're right, they won. But how about it, Paul Harvey? Let's hear the rest of the story.
Well, they did. They won the belts here. Then, though, the stud stable comes out and start flashing money, $1,000. Hey, $1,000, get back in the ring. They climb right back in the ring, and the Southern Rockers won again, twice. They won the USWA World Tag Team titles right here on television.
Come on, come on.
Well, then, okay. Then $2,000 they came out here flashing. The Southern Rock, Eddie Marlin came out and said, you don't have to do that. You can earn more money with those belts. You don't have to do it.
Those guys never seen that kind of money in their lives. They were out here. Their tongues were hanging out, looked like red neckties when they saw $2,000.
They were still in great shape. They had won twice. They agreed to climb back in the ring, and then take a look at what happened. Rex King and Steve Dahl, the Southern Rockers. That's Rex King in here right now.
Look out, Brian. What about the fist and the foot there?
Yep, all right, he had the fist double. He's been hit with a fist himself a bunch of times. Everybody in the ring again. Don't try to say it's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. Rex King flipped over the rope, finds the rope, finds our Brian Lee, turns around. He's pressed down to the mat. Turn around, referee, start the count. Fuller loads up the boot and nails him in the top of the head. Now Fuller slides out of the ring, and Brian Lee has a cover. Count of 1, 2. He had his feet on the rope. It's a count of 3. You see his feet on the rope there?
I don't think you did either.
I sure did. Brian Lee got the 3 count, though. And thrown over the top rope is Steve Dahl by Robert Fuller. There's a pile driver by Brian Lee. Well, here they come. They're going to grab the belt. And they're going to run out of here. They were beaten twice, fair and square in the middle of the ring. But then Brian Lee and Robert Fuller with that loaded up right boot. Again, stomping him in the midsection. Steve Dahl lying here on the floor. Now Fuller comes around, collects the money, collects the belt.
That's all there. Dave didn't get none of it.
Yeah, what is that fair and square you guys were out here talking about earlier? Yeah, real fine-looking champions here.
Well, they won the belts, didn't they?
Yeah, they won them all right, but with that loaded-up boot.
Now, wait a minute. Are you
come right here?
You're not fixing to tell me that the Southern, or the Rockers are fixing to come out here, are you?
They're on their way right here.
How could they show their face after that just showed?
Rex King and Steve Dahl, the Southern Rockers, this way. Former USWA World Tag title holders.
Hey, before you get started, let me ask you guys one question. Did you just see that piece of footage? Did you just see that?
Yeah, we saw it.
And you guys aren't ashamed to come out here and show your faces after what we just saw you laying flat on your backs here?
I'll tell you what.
I'd be so embarrassed I'd never show my face on television.
Dave Brown, the Rockers might have went to the well just one too many times last Saturday. But I'll tell you what. Come Monday night, all that's going to change, baby, because the Rockers, we're going to be coming at the stud stable like a runaway freight train, baby. We want those belts back around our waist. Tell them about it, Steve.
That's right, baby. You know, the stud stable have tarnished these belts way too long. We're going to bring these belts back to all these great people here in Memphis, all over the USWA area. We're going to defend them like they should be, like champions, every week, every night. Doesn't matter. We ain't scared of nobody. We're coming. Stud stable better be ready because we're taking the belts back.
All right, very good. Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. They will be going against the Stud Stable as they try to get those USWA World Tag titles back around their waist. They're on their way up to the ring right now. Got the Southern Rockers.
Talking about a freight train. Did you see that one guy's face? That'd make a freight train take a dirt road.
Oh, come on, they're going against Keith, Eric, and Big O as we're set to go with tag team action here today. Keith,
I
Eric,
got news for you. I predict in this match right here that the Southern Rockers will be derailed like a freight train. Because Big O and Keith Eric are just the two guys that can do it, brother.
Well, you may be right about that. Keith Eric and Big O both have some pretty good wrestling credentials. Eric, one of those people that never backs up from anybody. Southern Rockers. Nice move by Rex King. Good drop kick. As Eric got back on his feet, Rex hit him with the drop kick, and Eric now still hanging back in the corner. And by some crazy stretch of the imagination, feels he had his heights pulled.
I want you to watch these two guys in action. The Southern Rockers. You talk about you don't like to see the rules bent or broken. Look at this. You're not ever going to find two guys who more blatantly disregard the rules than these two guys. They double team constantly. You watch, when one man tags, he'll hold his opponent until the other man gets the advantage on him. Watch this. There's a tag. Why don't you let him go? No. There's one man shooting him in. They both missed him. Look at this, guys. That was a nice move, wasn't it? Huh? These guys are trying so hard to come out here and be fancy and do all of these fancy moves and impress these retarded fans over here that they can't do anything.
Just keep watching.
Yeah, you just keep watching the double teaming.
There's a tag by Keith Eric on Big O. Big O coming in to face Rex King of the Southern Rockers.
Okay, there's the tag. Why don't he let him go?
Now, wait a minute.
What? What do you mean, wait a minute, what now? Is that a double team, Dave, or is my eyes, am I seeing double or what?
No, you're exactly right. That's a double team. There's a count of two.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, almost had him, I thought, but Big O got that left shoulder up off the mat.
I'd be ashamed to take a win like that anyway if it took two men to beat one, wouldn't you? I guess that's about all they can do. They ought to be able to win some matches when it's 2 against 1.
Well, they double up on the exchange, but then you notice Steve Dahl went right back out onto the apron, put a hand on the turnbuckle where it's supposed to be.
Could I ask you one question, Dave?
Sure.
Have you seen Keith Eric or Big O double team even once during this match? Even on the exchange, as you want to call it?
Well, they've only had one tag out so far.
Well, but did they double team then? No, look at this
because
now.
Keith
Here's
has
a guy
fallen
coming
over
off
there.
the top rope. What? Man, oh man, what do you call that, Dave?
Count of 1, 2, 3. I call that a victory for the Southern Rockers in 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Steve Dahl, Rex King put the teamwork together, and they win it over Big O and Keith Eric, who are not happy.
Boy, this is what gets me. Now, to you, that's teamwork. Now, I guess if Keith Eric and Big O had done that and beat them, then that would have been double teaming and underhanded and cheating and all sorts of things. But when those two jerks do it, just like the rest of these fans out here, you big smile on your face and what great teamwork.
I'm not the referee. 2:31 Southern Rockers win it. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, guys, here we are, Snowbird Central. This is where we get the up-to-the-minute information on school and community closings. Marvin, what are you doing?
Oh, just checking out a few loose wires. I think I found the problem. Whoa! Wow! Ooh.
Don't get your wires crossed this winter. Watch the Snowbird Report right here on TV5.
Snowbird is brought to you in part by Haven Furniture, Bluff City Autoplex, Oak Court Mall, and TV5.
There's one of the fine young fans joining us for Championship Wrestling today. We're glad to have all of our fans here, but especially like to see the kids. And by the way, keep a pencil and paper handy because later we will give you the address of how you can send for tickets. And be right here for USWA, CWA Wrestling with us some Saturday morning. We wanted to kind of give the other side an opportunity. We had the Southern Rockers out here talking about their rematch for the USWA World Tag titles coming up Monday night. Folks that have the belts right now, the stud stable, Robert Fuller and primetime Brian Lee, had this to say.
You know, Brian, it was over 100 days ago, over 3 months ago, we went to Dallas, Texas, and we told everybody we was going to go down there and win these brand new world title belts right here. We were going to be the USWA World Champion, and that's exactly what we did. And then what do? We go 3 months later to Memphis against two virtual has-been nobodies. I never heard of them. And then they're going to come down there with a bogus referee, Memphis is famous for it, and walk out of there not once but 2 times with our belts. Well, now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell Eddie Marlin, I'm going to tell you people out there from both, I ain't got no use for none of you. Not a darn one of you, or you officials either one. What I do is come out there with the toughest partner in wrestling to win these belts, Eddie, and that's what we did. We won them back. And now you boys want to fight Southern style. Well, I promised you boys you'd be Southern Rockers because Grandma's going to take you down south to Alabama down there, Daddy, and put you in a rocking chair with both legs broke. And you can rock all night long, Southern style.
That's going to be a match this
Yeah, now what do you think about that? I think those guys sound just as confident as those Southern Rockers do, don't they?
Well, I think they do, too. I think both teams are confident. The Southern Rockers know they beat them twice. The stud stable knows that if Fuller loads up that boot, they've got an extra weapon in their corner, so we'll see what happens.
I think the stud stable is going to bring the Southern Rockers into reality here and show them what it's all about being down here in the South.
That's why the match is scheduled Monday night. Here's the full card Monday night. 8 o'clock is wrestling time. Free parking, of course, at the Mid-South Coliseum. Dutch Mantell on the opening match to go against the Punisher. Following that, it's going to be the Superstar, Bill Dundee, against Rockin' Randy.
Who is Rockin' Randy?
I'm not sure, but we'll find out Monday night, I guess. Chris Champion against the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy has already been out here yelling and screaming about this one. He's upset. I guess if I were in his shoes, I'd be upset, too, because
I'm a little upset about this because if Dirty White Boy loses, he leaves town.
You got it.
But if he wins, all he gets back is the Dirty White Girl, who's obviously ruined by now. I mean, who would want her?
Well, apparently Dirty White Boy does.
If she's been with Chris Champion for 2 weeks, believe me, she is absolutely useless.
Well, that's...
I wouldn't... She probably got red spots all over where guys been touching her with 10-foot poles.
Dirty White Girl will be at stake. If Chris Champion loses, Dirty White Girl goes back with Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy loses, he has to leave town. Jeff Jarrett will be going against Billy Joe Travis.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Yeah, this is another one where I can't wait for one in which Billy Joe Travis does not bring a guitar, as he says, down to ringside. I'd like to just see a match in the ring.
Starting to talk like the rest of these people around here, Dave.
I'm talking the way Billy Joe Travis says it there.
He perfectly pronounces guitar. Now look at this. Go ahead. What's the matter? You stumbling or what?
Well, I'm being interrupted is why. Robert Fuller and Brian Lee, the stud stable, bring the USWA World Tag titles back to town to go against the Southern Rockers, Rex King and Steve Dahl. They won the belts twice last week right here on TV. Let's see if they can do it again Monday night at the Coliseum. And then you should be most interested in this match right here.
Oh, my gosh. Look at this now.
The King will be with Soul Taker. They will be teamed up to go against Junkyard Dog and King Cobra.
Don't refer to him as King Cobra. He's Cobra, and he's gone out here and he's gone to a junkyard, obviously, and got this jerk, the Junkyard Dog, and bringing him in here. Cobra has the audacity to accuse me of trying to hide behind the Soul Taker. What's he doing now? Bringing in somebody else to try to fight his fights for him.
I don't think that's the case. I think this one is going to be you and Soul Taker against Junkyard Dog and King Cobra come Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Then, final match. You're not through. You're going to have a busy night down there Monday night.
Yeah, double duty. You're right. Look at this.
Plowboy Frazier, the very large one, is going to be there with George Klein.
George Klein.
The Jeeker in your speaker is going to be in his corner, and that is coming up Monday night as he will be going against you, speaking of Plowboy Frazier.
That's just a little extra added attraction. I'm going to be explaining how that came about in just a little bit, and that's because George Klein, you know who George Klein is, right?
Yes.
He's the man that's living proof that wisdom does not come with age. He's been around Memphis since Colonel Sanders was a private when George Klein first came to this town. And he has gone out here now and he's going to try to manage Plowboy Frazier and try to take my title away from him. Well, you got another thing coming.
Well, the title will be on the line here. That's Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, 8 o'clock. And here he comes right here. Plowboy Frazier into the wrestling area. George Klein is with him there over in his corner.
And do you know who this other guy is with George Klein over there? Can you get a shot of him too?
I suppose you're going to tell us.
Well, I'll tell you in just a minute if they can get a shot of him. You see that?
Let's get the match underway. Yeah, there's George on the right.
And who's that behind him? Ooh. You remember the show Addams Family? That's Lurch. What is Plowboy trying to do? Knock the ring down here with this guy?
Oh, Plowboy. Wow, this one may be over already.
He weighs 460 pounds. What do you
I know he does. Well, keep that in mind. You've got to go against him Monday night. All 460 pounds. Count of 1, 2. Well, everybody barely gets settled in here. 25 seconds later, Plowboy Frazier is going to walk out of here with a victory. Yeah, he's got to win, and he's coming this way. You want to talk to him?
No, you talk to him.
All right. There he is, Plowboy Frazier.
Go ahead, talk to him. Don't put that
George
on
Klein, GK. How are you? Hello there. Yeah. Come on in. All right.
Hi, Dave.
Plowboy, you got yourself a 25-second victory right there.
I don't want to see my back.
I understand.
Well, I believe that ought to be the record, huh? 25 seconds?
I don't know if it's a record, but it's a short match.
Hey, Dave, my leg's gone to sleep. You mind if I join it?
He's always got a smart remark for everybody.
At least maybe you'll be quiet now.
I want to tell all of my friends here in Memphis, down in Philadelphia, Mississippi, where I'm from, all my friends out in the country, just keep on plowing them fields. That's what I've done nearly about all my life. You know, I didn't
you ought to still be doing.
I'll tell you what, Dave. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy.
Well,
right, George?
That's exactly right, Plowboy. We're just certainly looking forward, Dave, to this match Monday night. You never can tell what's going to happen in a championship match. And I've known Plowboy for a long time, and he asked me if I'd come down and act as his professional manager on this spot, and I said I'd be glad to.
Well, I've been hearing you guys talk about this for several weeks.
Hey,
the match finally...
No problem there, George. I was just wondering if somebody's going to try to explain how this match came about. If they're not going to do it, I'll try to do it, okay? Everybody knows George Klein's been around Memphis radio forever, right? And apparently what happens, Plowboy calls you because he's got the brawn and he thinks you got the brains, right? So he's going to put the two together and try to take my title away.
Well, I had a pretty good mentor. Colonel Tom Parker was a pretty good manager, and I learned a lot from him, and I thought I could pass along some expertise.
Colonel Tom Parker managed a singer. He didn't manage a wrestler, George.
Well, it's basically the same thing, you know.
Well, so you think that just because you think that just because you're going to help him with his contracts and that sort of thing, that's going to make you a manager. Well, let me just explain something to you, George. The way I look at this is the way I see this thing. Now, you may see it as just something that's like a big joke to you, something you're going to do on a Monday night. You do your radio show. What time are you on the air every day?
I'm on the air 2 to 6, WHBQ radio.
Oh, well, okay, wait, we don't need a plug like that. But just so you think you're going to get off the air at 6 o'clock, run over to the Coliseum, and have yourself a nice little evening managing Plowboy Frazier, and maybe in the meantime pick up a little trinket like this. Is that what you're thinking, George?
Well, you never can tell what's going to happen in a heavyweight match.
I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. See, I take this real personal. It reminds me of a few years back when a little 150-pound comedian named Andy Kaufman thought that he was going to walk off his stage where he told jokes and step into a wrestling ring with me and come out unscathed. Well, let me tell you something. My integrity and the integrity of this World Heavyweight Championship is at stake as far as I'm concerned. When somebody
Your integrity
idea is took care of right now.
Oh, me. I don't know if I'd have done that. Plowboy. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey.
Let me tell you something, you big fat tub of lard. You and you two and your bodyguard with you. Like I said, I'm going to make an example out of all three of you. You don't stick your nose,
you want to.
You don't stick
right
your
now?
nose in my profession and walk away without a scratch. I'm going to make an example out of you, George. I'm going to show you what it's like to be in professional wrestling. And as for you, you big fat whale-looking piece of garbage, yeah, come on, jump somebody when they're not looking. Yeah. You jump somebody when they're not looking. When I get you in that ring, I'm going to leave you laying flat on your back like a beached whale that you
Dave,
are.
I'll tell you what, if I don't win this match, Lawler can leave town and I will too.
Yeah.
So there ain't going to be nothing left of him.
Yeah, you'll be the one leaving town, you big fat piece of garbage.
Monday night, well, it started early, but
Yeah.
Monday night they will be in the ring against each other. World Unified title is going to be at stake. We've got a lot of action coming up here in the
They
ring.
got a
We'll be
big
back.
surprise coming for...
Well, we're back here again, and
Yeah, hey, let me just say something. Everybody, all of these idiots over here are laughing and joking around. They think, hey, you saw this big fat Plowboy Frazier, who the only way he'd ever be worth anything is if they sold people by the pound. He stood right here, and when my back was turned, he hit me with everything that he had. And I want to tell you, Dave, I thought a fly landed on my head. It felt like a fly landed on my head. Plowboy, you don't have but a few teeth in your head, and now you're trying for none, boy. When I get you in that ring Monday night, I'm going to do something to you that I should have done a long time ago, and that's put you completely out of this business. As for George Klein, you've known him for a long time, haven't you?
Yes.
Was he an Eskimo?
No.
He's not. Well, he's got big Arctic circles under his eyes. I thought he must have been an Eskimo or something. George Klein is the only jerk, like I said, whose radio show always has a happy ending because everybody's glad when it's over. And when I get through with him, his show will be over because he ain't going to be able to talk with a fat lip and no teeth. George Klein, I'm going to do you just like I did Andy Kaufman. You're not going to come around my profession and try to get in it without paying the price, and you're going to pay the price Monday night.
Well, the match will occur Monday night. It's going to be you against Plowboy, and George Klein will be in Plowboy Frazier's corner.
And this big guy standing behind him, no, folks, you weren't watching the Addams Family. That wasn't Lurch. It's George Tiller, you know, and you know George Tiller. He made all your license plates, ladies and gentlemen. He's been in jail more times than a warden, and he's got him out here as acting as his bodyguard because he thinks that I'm going to try to get to him. Well, you're right. You better get King Kong and Godzilla as bodyguards because you're going to need them now, Klein.
All
now,
right.
You got anything to say?
Yeah.
I'll have a good conversation if you'll quit interrupting me.
I was going to say that I don't like that sort of thing when it happens out here, where somebody gets blindsided.
Yeah.
But if I can refresh your memory, I would be a lot more sympathetic if what we're about to show you, which happened a couple of weeks ago, had not happened. One involved a chair. Matter of fact, I think both times involved a chair.
Is that what's wrong with this chair I'm sitting in?
Yeah,
It makes you look taller than me.
As a matter of fact, it is. And also ended up in an arm injury for Cobra. Take a look at this right here,
Just
and you'll
what
see
he
why I'm
needed.
not quite so sympathetic.
You are not a title contender.
I am the former world champion. That make me a contender right
Cobra,
there.
Cobra,
hey,
Cobra,
I
Cobra.
want it. You know I want it. And hey, you're the man that I want it
Hey,
from.
Cobra.
So you know better than anybody. I am championship
Hey,
material.
read my lips. You are not a title contender, okay? Read my lips on it. You are not a title contender.
Okay, I read you, but let me tell you something. Look, you read my lips.
Oh,
You know, you read
no,
my-
wait a minute, wait a
You
minute.
just-
No, wait a minute, wait a
my
minute.
lips.
Okay, I'll read your lips.
Now, you
That
just-
bottom one says inflate to 20 pounds. What about that?
I'm going to get the shot at you, brother, and I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of the stuff you're putting down. Look, if I'm going to wait, I'm walking through the Soul Taker. I'm going to get a shot at him. If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to get a shot at you, brother, and I'm tired of fooling with it, Dave. Thank you.
All right, Cobra, don't...
Hey, get a shot of that, boy! Get a shot of that, Cobra! Huh?
Cobra
You want a
nailed
shot?
by
You just
a
got
chair.
your shot, punk!
come out here and insult him and then throw a chair at him. Can we...
Get somebody out here. Get a garbage man out here and drag this trash out of here.
You stay back, and let's see if we can get somebody.
Sit on Cobra. Boy, fire it up right on the face with those fists.
Lawler catching Cobra right in the nose on the Soul Taker for outside air. Look at this, David. They're starting to work on the arm that Cobra has bandaged up. The Soul Taker driving his foot right out into that elbow of Cobra's.
Man, they've humiliated him. Now they're just going to injure him.
Now they're trying to put someone out of the sport right here. Jerry Lawler. This is totally uncalled for, David. Unwrapping that bandage that Cobra has on that elbow. And Cobra just kicking on it. Here comes Lawler outside the ring, throwing a chair up in there. Come on, we need to get somebody in here. Lawler just driving it right down into the arm of Cobra. This is it. Lawler's reached the lowest point ever, trying to end a man's career right here.
Man, they're breaking his...
You and the Soul Taker doubling up on him, and you said earlier he was getting a junkyard dog to hide behind. I don't think so. I think he's just going to try to even it up.
Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Cobra. I would have thought that after what I did to him, what you people just saw, that the last person on earth that Cobra would want to see again is me, right? But he is proving his stupidity. He is showing how really, truly ignorant he is. You know how stupid Cobra is? He thinks Shakespeare is an African dance. That's how stupid Cobra is. Now, he is coming out here, and he is trying to say that he wants some more of me. Let me tell you something, Cobra. You don't want no more of me. What you want to do is you want to try to save face. You want to try to go out and get this junkyard dog because you've heard that he's beat everybody all around the country. He's been in every federation. He's beat all these people. And you think you're going to hide behind him, and you think you're going to be able to say, oh, yeah, I got back at Lawler, and you think the junkyard dog is going to do the job for you. Well, let me tell you something, Cobra. I'm going to do to you and Junkyard Dog exactly what I'm going to do to Plowboy. This is going to be the greatest night of my career because I am going to, not one, not two, not three, but 4 people I'm going to leave laying flat on their backs Monday night at that Mid-South Coliseum. I'm talking about Klein. I'm talking about Frazier. I'm talking about Cobra and the Junkyard Dog. All of them, brother. You're looking at the man that's going to do it.
Well, you've got your night's work cut out for you, no doubt about it.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. That's the way I love it.
Well, speaking of having your work cut out for you, how about William Freezer Thompson in the ring right now? Your match is scheduled at this moment. Thompson waiting up there.
Hey, does he want to make this a world title match?
I'm sure he wouldn't turn down a world title match.
Hey, let me ask you something, Freezer. Would you like for this to be a world title match? You would? Yeah, well, people in hell like to have some ice water, too, but they don't get it.
All right. Another Lawler trick. No title match. It's just going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Lawler against Freezer Thompson. And as Lawler said earlier, this one was scheduled to go last week, but we got behind and things kind of got swapped around a little bit. So, whoa! Nice body slam on the King. Lawler found himself bouncing off the mat. I didn't see it. No, I didn't see any hair pulling at all. Referee didn't see any hair pulling, he says. Nope, no hair pulling. Thompson said, I didn't pull his hair. I don't think he did either. I think he just picked him straight up and slammed him. Thompson. Freezer out of Arkansas. Well, he's a big one. Weighs in well over 300 pounds. Lawler, going to try to whip him across the way into the turnbuckles, but Thompson won't move. A little trouble there, huh, King? Hey. Lawler frustrated for the moment anyway. We're 1 minute into the action. Freezer Thompson backs Lawler into the turnbuckles in a neutral corner and then grabs him and whips him across the way. Lawler bounces out of the turnbuckles and Freezer Thompson looking good here. We're a minute and a half into the match. Okay. He didn't pull your hair. Tell you what, we could see hair pulling all over the place when Dirty White Boy was yanking Ben Jordan's hair in the opening match. I think Lawler's definition is different from Myers or something. Now, all of a sudden, he's imagining that Thompson is pulling his hair. There's a reversal by Lawler. Backs Thompson into the corner. Lawler snapping it up right in, and Frazier comes right back at him, and that rattled him. Now, Lawler's claiming that he got hit with a fist, but he used an open hand. He followed the rules. He didn't break the rules. Well, all the crowd over there saying, no, you hit him with a fist. Lawler spending about as much time running his mouth in there as he is wrestling Thompson. Back on the ropes. Lawler flipped across the ring, and then backdrop coming off of there. Lawler was wanting a complete break back on the rope. And now he said, hey, he pulled my tights, he pulled my hair, he gouged me in the eyes. Lawler again back on the ropes. Thompson again whips him across the way, but this time Lawler brings that boot up. Thompson tried it one time too many. If it worked once, many times going against a veteran like Lawler, just because it worked the first time. As a matter of fact, when it does work the first time, you almost guarantee it will not work again. You don't become the world champion without learning a few tricks like that. Lawler up on the middle rope. Look out, he's got that fist double, and he smashes Thompson. This is probably going to do it right here. Count of 2 and 3. He got him with a fist. He can claim it was open hand all day long, but you can see it as he nailed him with a fist. The time, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Lawler wins. We'll be back. All right, you've had your say. I want to bring King Cobra out here, and please leave both of those chairs flat on the floor while he's out here, if you don't mind. Here he comes. Oh, looks like he's got an equalizer with him in the form of a baseball bat. King Cobra on his way out here right now. Good move with the bat, Cobra.
Hey, man, I'm just not taking no chance. I'm no baseball player, but I'll take this Louisville slugger and do a job on the so-called king. Now, the clipping that you showed a few minutes ago just bring back memories. Look, I'm not hiding behind the junkyard dog. I'm just trying to make it even. Now, it took Lawler and the Soul Taker. Both of them couldn't get the job done, and they made one mistake, brother. They left me standing. They left me laying in the ring, but I was able to get up, and I had just enough strength to call my partner the junkyard dog. And I brought along a little clipping I want you to show. I told him upstairs to run this little clipping of the junkyard dog just to show what kind of stuff we got in store for Lawler. He's saying that he wrestled the dog.
Mark. Jerry Lawler backs this big junkyard dog up into the corner and pow, right in the face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He might not ought to hit him in the head, Mark.
Well, I think you're right, Terrence. I think Lawler's in big, bad trouble now. And Lawler heads for the storm cellar.
Lawler's going to wrestle him, Mark. That's what he's going to... Oh, no! Did you see him hit the king?
J.Y.D. grabs Lawler, pulls him in the ring, and Lawler again is in big trouble. Junkyard dog bringing this crowd to its feet.
This is the kind of cheating that has no place in wrestling, Mark. Oh, what a headbutt! One more of those.
All right, there you have it right there, Dave. So now the junkyard dog, he's looking for Lawler just as hard as I am, and I knew that was the man to get the job done because he got a score to sell. And from looking at the money a few minutes ago, everybody know I got something in store for the king, and I'm going to get him Monday night, me and the junkyard dog. Bring that Soul Taker on down, and we're going to get him in on the action also. I'm going to take care of some business right here, right now.
All right, Cobra, you and Junkyard Dog will be going against Lawler, and it looks like it may be a mighty long night for the king at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Yeah,
King Cobra.
Boy, all these guys are real tough when they bring out baseball bats and stuff like that, aren't they? Huh?
Well, I mean,
hey,
come on. After the guy's been hit in the back of the head with a chair you threw.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You see Cobra with that. Now, Cobra used to play baseball when he was in school. Did you know that? One year, he stole 19 bases. He also sold 43 bats and stole about 120 baseballs, too, and they had to kick him off the team. He still brought one of them out here. Now, that's what let me ask you this question. What would you call Cobra if you saw him out hitchhiking? Stranded, that's what you'd call him. And I'm going to leave him stranded Monday night when I get him in that ring because I'm going to beat him like the dog that he is.
Oh, T.D. Steele thrown into the turnbuckles by Cobra.
You know, I wish he had Junkyard Dog in the ring with him right now. If he had him in there with him right now, I'd go in there and I'd whip them both. I'd beat them both to death.
Maybe it didn't look that way from the video we saw a few minutes ago. There's a count of 2, 3.
Yeah.
This one's
oh,
over.
yeah, he brings in an edited video. He didn't show you the end of it where I beat that Junkyard Dog to a pulp and left him laying flat on his back.
58
He
seconds.
didn't show that part, did he?
Cobra gets a victory over T.D. Steele. Back with more in just a moment. Cobra gets a victory in about one-third the time it took in your match.
You're like these people over here. You're easily impressed, Dave. If you thought that was great, let me just walk over here. I like to just kind of take a look at some of the audience that you get in here on Saturday mornings here and everything. I want you to just take a look at this right here. Look at this. Stand up there. Stand up. Look at this. That face and that outfit said, you just set sex back 100 years. Do you realize that? Huh? Look at some of these people. How about her right here? Can you get a shot of her? Huh? Can you get a shot of her? Have you got her on a... Can I ask you a question? Do you mind if I ask you a question? Do you need a license to be that ugly? Where do you get them, Dave? Where do you get these people? Now, hey, look. Now we do have some intelligent. I mean, you know, we do have some decent-looking people. What's your name?
Brian.
Brian. Brian, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to the Memphis Zoo?
Yes.
No, I mean as a visitor. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Where do you get them from, Dave? Huh? Look at this lady right here. Look at this. Hey, look at her. I wish I could look that good in cheap clothes. That's nice, I'll tell you. Hey, where'd you get that haircut? In the pet shop? Huh? Where do you get them from, Dave? Do you let them in here free or what?
Yeah, we do let them in free.
Oh, boy.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know why they want to write for tickets sometimes, though, when they come down and get insulted by...
Well, because they get to be close to big stars like myself. That's why.
Well, the tickets are free. We gave you the address a little bit earlier. We give it to you every week. We would like you to join us sometime, and apologize for some of the comments that some people make while we're here.
Yeah, sometimes Dave gets a little out of hand. I apologize for that.
No apology, though, for the comments this young man's about to make right here. He's got a match coming up with Billy Joe Travis. Talking about Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, my gosh. Simon X.
Joe Travis. Yeah, a lot of things have gone down the line the past couple of months. Yeah, you've changed an awful lot from the days a couple of years ago when me and you were tag team partners, and I thought we were an awful good one. Yeah, now you say you're from Dallas, Texas. Well, everybody knows around these parts that ain't the truth. You're from Lexington, Kentucky. You're a good old country boy. And also now you're out here talking, you're wearing Bill Dundee's jumpsuits. You bring a guitar down to the ring and you act like you're Elvis or something. Well, Travis, that all tells me one thing. That tells me that you got a lot of problems inside. An awful lot. Yeah, you get out here and run your mouth. You run your mouth and you say you're the best looking wrestler. And you say you're the best talker and the best singer. Well, this Monday night, Travis, only one thing's going to matter. Because you're going to walk down one aisle and I'm going to walk down the other. And we're going to meet in the ring. And the only thing that matters, Billy, yeah, you call yourself Billy Joe now. Well, Billy, the only thing that matters is that who's the best wrestler or who's the best fighter. And Monday night, pal, you're going to find out, because I'm coming and coming for one thing only, and that's to knock your stinking brains out. I don't care if I have to pick that guitar up again or if I have to go out and pick a chair up. It doesn't matter. And yeah, you, Lawler, I'm talking to you now. I got friends too. Billy Joe, if you want to send Lawler down the ring, just I'm begging you to, because I got friends like King Cobra, like Kerry Von Erich, like Bill Dundee, and the list goes on and on. So you bring whatever you want, Travis, because I'm coming Monday night for you, pal.
That's the match going to happen. Yeah, a little warning for you. I'm sure you paid attention to that.
Have
right?
you got any? I'm looking for some no-dos. Have you got any on you? That kid is about as exciting as watching grass grow. Do you understand what I'm talking about? He goes out, he bleaches his hair, he buys these shiny little jackets, he dresses up like some kind of fruitcake, and he thinks that that's going to make people think he's a wrestler. Well, let me tell you something. Somewhere along the line, he went in and he had a charisma bypass, and he's just not exciting. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't
Billy Travis, now that's excitement.
Yeah, it's real exciting. Well, let the fans decide for themselves Monday night at the Coliseum.
What, let them make up what's left of their minds?
8 o'clock is wrestling time. Parking is free. Opening match, Dutch Mantell against the Punisher. Following that, Bill Dundee against Rockin' Randy. And then it's going to be Chris Champion against Dirty White Boy in this one. If Dirty White Boy wins, then he gets Dirty White Girl back. If he loses, he has to leave town. Champion against Dirty White Boy at the Coliseum. Billy Joe Travis will be going against Jeff Jarrett Monday night, and the action right there in the middle of the ring. Jeff says don't send Lawler down there, so I hope you were paying attention to that, and will not interfere in the match. Return USWA World Tag Title match. Robert Fuller and Brian Lee putting the belts on the line again against the two guys who won them twice a week ago, the Southern Rockers. This one should be a good one Monday night at the Coliseum. Then the first of 2 matches for Jerry Lawler. Lawler and the Soul Taker team to go against the Junkyard Dog and King Cobra, and I think after you saw the video of how Lawler reacted to the Junkyard Dog in that previous match, makes this one kind of interesting.
You ever heard of the Blues Brothers? After Monday night, they're going to be the Black and Blues Brothers.
We'll see. Lawler and the Soul Taker against Junkyard Dog and King Cobra. But then, the World Unified title has been put on the line. Jerry Lawler will put the title on the line against the challenger, the very large Plowboy Frazier, 460 pounds. DJ George Klein is going to be managing him in the corner, and right now, I'd
there's
say...
There's a little interesting stipulation to this, too. I want you to realize this, too, but that the King will be coming to Memphis radio, because we got a little side bet. If Frazier wins and wins my title, then he and George Klein get to host my Sunday morning television show for a week. But if I win and beat Fat Boy Frazier, then I get to host George Klein's radio show for a week. And after that, believe me, he'll be completely out of work. The only job he'll have, he's got a side job too, you know. Columbia School of Broadcasting use him as a bad example. That's be the only job he has when I get through with him, because after I take over his radio show, the management will beg me to continue on doing it.
That's what it's going to be Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Don't miss this one. Don't miss this man who's going to be there, Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, my...
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock, straight up and down. Time to get up and get going. Rock and roll time. Born to be my baby. You know it. Bon Jovi. Good morning. FM 100, good morning. Everybody's cruising to work this morning. We got some good news for you. The long-awaited interview with Jeff Jarrett's coming up today, so hang on. It's coming up in just a few seconds. He's the hot new sensation, just like In Excess.
Now that the day is over,
Our special guest will be here any minute. One of my favorite wrestlers, Jeff Jarrett, is going to be here in the studios. And here he is now. Jeff, how you doing? Good to see you.
Brian, great.
Welcome aboard here. One of my favorite wrestlers in Memphis. Again, it's a pleasure to have you up. A lot of people have been calling. The phones are going crazy about the Jeff Jarrett interview. It's finally showtime.
All right. Well, Brian, I just want to thank you for letting me come up here to FM Wondering, and I'll tell you one thing. Things couldn't be better.
USWA, CWA wrestling action coming up around the territory Friday night.
You mean you're starting around the territory? You showed all that stuff on Jeff Jarrett. Aren't you going to show something on Billy Travis? Don't you think we should have something on Billy Travis?
Well, I think if we took a voice vote or a show of hands right here, it would be almost unanimous that we would not want to see anything on Billy Travis right now.
Unanimously biased against Billy Travis.
Martin, Tennessee, 7:30 Friday night, February 23rd. 7:30 is wrestling time there. It's at the PE complex of the main arena at UT Martin. And you see the prices. Kerry Von Erich will be on the card. Also, Southern Rockers, Chris Champion. You're going to be in Martin,
Tennessee. Yeah, now how in the world could whoever wrote this card out put my name third down on a list of supposed stars that are going to be in Martin, Tennessee? They have Kerry Von Erich first, Southern Rockers, Chris Champion, and then the World Heavyweight Champion's name. What's wrong? Is somebody brain damaged, whoever did this, or what?
I have no idea. I suppose it's kind of semi-alphabetical order or something like that. Then Saturday night, February 24th, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 8 o'clock is wrestling time. Box office will be open that day at 3 o'clock. For you to pick up your tickets in advance. Kerry Von Erich will be there, and listed second here, you see, is Jerry Lawler, the World Unified Champion at the moment. Southern Rockers also on the card. That is all in Jonesboro, Saturday night, February 24th. Nothing to say about that.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
It's obvious that whoever did this has got a pea brain like yourself. It doesn't do any good to talk about.
Forest City, Arkansas, Thursday, March 8th. It'll be at the Civic Center at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available right now. You pick them up in advance, and you save $1. Thursday, March 15th, Halls, Tennessee will be the scene for the USWA and CWA. It'll be at the high school. Tickets are available right now at the high school. Thursday, March 22nd, Ripley, Mississippi at Ripley High School. $1 off if you buy your tickets in advance. And then coming soon, you can see USWA action in Batesville, Arkansas, Bolivar, Tennessee, Grenada, Mississippi, and Paris, Tennessee. When it's in your area, we certainly urge you to be right along ringside. Nothing like live wrestling action.
All of you Hicks, get on your tractors and your Massey Fergusons and your pickup trucks and come on down there.
Superstar Bill Dundee involved in a match Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Is Dundee here?
No, but he sent this videotape.
Well, wait. He might be here. Look under your feet.
Let's take a look.
You might have stepped on him by mistake.
To say.
Well, I don't know what to say, folks. The name's just as it's new to you, just like it is to me. There's some guy coming in here, USWA, calling himself Rockin' Randy, and the first guy he's going to wrestle is a superstar. Oh, and like all the rest of them, he's 6'1" or 6'2", and he says he weighs 260 pounds, and he'll be saying, well, they've only booked me against little Bill Dundee. That's right, Rockin' Randy. Like I've said, you may not know much about me, but for years around here, I've told everybody, 5'7", 205 pounds, don't claim to be the biggest guy in the world, but the way I look at professional wrestling, son, is just like looking at chess. I may not be able to come out there and overpower you, but somewhere in the night you're going to make a mistake, and I'm going to capitalize on it. So that's going to be the different song, same tune, whatever you want to call it. Rockin' Randy, you're going to get an education Monday night against Bill Superstar Dundee. Now, if you're a great wrestler and you pin me 1, 2, 3, I'll be the first guy to jump up and shake your hand. But if you want to fight, brother, and I'm sure you will, with a name like Rockin' Randy, you think you can just rock on over everybody. Well, brother, we'll wrestle or fight. Either way, I hope to come out the winner.
Oh, boy. The superstar, Bill Dundee.
Do you believe in hate at first sight?
Well, on occasion, yeah, I do, but not in his particular case. We've got one of the most asked questions, I suppose, I get and have over the years.
Is how long a person can live without a brain. Tell me, Dave, how old are you?
One of the most asked questions I get is, how do I become a professional wrestler? Maybe you've been an athlete in maybe you've been an athlete in high school. Maybe you've been an athlete in college. Want to become a professional wrestler? Well, take a look. Here's how you do it right here.
Attention. Now's your chance to become a professional wrestler. Superstar Bill Dundee has details.
You know, every professional sport It's somewhere where you can start real young. If you're going to be a professional ball player, you can play pee-wee ball, go up onto the minor leagues, then you make it to the majors. You can play high school football, college football, and you hope you make it to the professional level. Well, if you want to be a professional wrestler like Jerry the King Lawler or Bill Superstar Dundee, Kerry Von Erich or Jeff Jarrett, you say, where do you go? Well, brother, up until now, there was nowhere to go. So if you want to go now, you just listen to what the man's going to say and call the number when he tells you on the screen, and he's going to tell you where it's at. It's Bill Superstar Dundee's wrestling school. So if you want to be a professional wrestler, you write down this number, you call it, and I'll talk to you, give you all the details. So when you get the number, you call it, talk to me.
For more information, contact Superstar Bill Dundee at Post Office Box 1783, Hendersonville, Tennessee 37077, or call 615-452-2167.
Now tell me, was that a joke or what?
It was not, of course not.
The Bill Dundee School of Wrestling.
Exactly. I tell you what, learn how to wrestle from Bill Dundee, and you will go in the ring well armed, let me tell you, in spite of how you feel about the whole thing right here. Let's take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. The Terror in the ring right now.
Yeah. I still can't get over this Dundee having a school. Here's a guy, he's never read a book thicker than his watch band, and now he's got a school.
He's got a wrestling school, and he's read a lot of books, but he didn't really need to read books to become a super wrestler, I don't guess. Dirty White Girl accompanying Chris Champion into the ring right here.
See those red spots on her? I can assure you, nobody would, couldn't pay me to touch her now.
Oh, Chris Champion nails the Terror from behind.
And what about that? He jumped him before the match even started.
Well, he did.
Hey,
I'm a little
Chris
surprised
Champion, why
about
don't you
that,
obey the
too.
rules sometimes? Give a guy a chance. Jumps him before the match ever starts, and everybody condones that.
Waiting for Jerry Calhoun, the referee, to signal for the bell to sound, and Chris Champion jumped him.
Look at the Dirty White Girl over there. She looks a little seedy now, doesn't she, after she's been with him? Yeah, any female would look great to you.
Neckbreaker by Chris Champion. There's Dirty White Girl over in his corner.
I can't believe that she's actually been with him for, how long, 2 weeks now?
That's right, 2 weeks. Doesn't look that upset about it either, to tell you the truth. Champion sits down on him. The Terror not having a good day so far.
Well, what do you expect? How could he get started? Chris Champion jumped him before the bell ever started. He's such a cheater. Yeah. No, I don't like it. I don't like you, you greaseball.
Champion in control. Yeah, he doesn't like you either. I guess you heard that, huh? Oh, look at that. What a drop kick. Champion flying through the air halfway across the ring and caught him right under the chin.
I'd like to send him flying through the air. Sure, Dave. You can beat anybody if you jump him before the bell ever rings and before the match gets started. That don't make you tough. That don't make you a good wrestler.
Champion picking him up.
Look at that Dirty White Girl. I like to wipe that smile off her face, too, smirking over there.
She is smiling as Chris Champion is in control of the match
here. She won't
be
smiling after Monday night because Dirty White Boy will have her back where she belongs, right under his thumb, and he knows how to treat a woman. I can't understand why he would want her back, but he's going to take her back, and then she'll wipe that like, look at that silly little grin. He'll wipe that off her face.
Chris Champion.
Now what's he do? This is the most illegal move in wrestling right here.
What's
Look at
illegal about that? Super kick.
A super kick, you kick the man right in the throat, you could crush his windpipe, his Adam's apple, and all sorts of things.
Count of 2, 3, this one is over. And Chris Champion has himself a victory here at 2 minutes, 9 seconds of action, 2:09. This is the first fall of an expiration of time match. I think we're going to have time maybe for another fall here.
Hey, Chris Champion. Hey, Chris Champion. What'd you do with your snake? You bring her instead of the snake? Well, the snake looked a lot better.
The word from Jerry Lawler. Chris Champion with the victory in hand. He and Dirty White Girl on their way out of here after a victory in the first fall. We will check the time, and we'll be back in a moment.
Well, I do it.
Well, negotiations going on here between Lawler and the Terror. What is this?
Hang on a second.
You're one to step into the match here?
Dave, you know, I asked you once before, and then I answered it myself. Why don't you mind your own business? The truth is you have no business, and you obviously have no mind. Stay out of my business. This is between me and the Terror here. Get the grease ball, Chris Champion, back out here. You can say you got time for another fall, right?
Yeah, we do. It's part of our business, too, because we have a match scheduled here, which we'd like to get underway.
All right, now he's got that little tramp with him over there in his corner, and if the Terror don't mind, he said it would be all right with him. I want to do this. I want you to just have a seat right there in that chair, and I want to show you. I realize, look at this man, look at this man's neck, look at his throat, where he jumped him before the match ever started, then kicked him illegally in the throat, used every illegal tactic known to man, and you and these retarded fans condone it. You think that's funny. Well, let me show you something, Chris Champion, if you got any guts. And you too, you little tramp. How about wrestling me right now, Chris Champion? What do you think about that, huh? Is that all right with you? Hey, look how long it takes him to make up his mind.
It didn't take him long. Look at this, inviting you into the ring.
Brother, that's fine.
Well, I tell you, I don't guess we're going to complain about it either if we have a match between Lawler and Champion here. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's make that first fall just a match.
Coming over here trying to get in my corner? I told you I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Get on back over there in his corner where you belong. Right. You couldn't handle it. Hey, I wouldn't want to handle it. Nobody would want to handle her after she's been with you.
Well, I do my talking in the ring, so let's come in.
Yeah, good idea. Chris says I do my talking in the ring, so climb in here. Lawler does step up onto the ring apron, and it looks like we have ourselves kind of an impromptu match here. The first one, Chris Champion had absolutely no trouble with the Terror, so I'm not surprised that the Terror doesn't mind stepping aside because he had no luck at all against Champion in the opening fall. Oh, okay. Change your mind, huh? Go, Chris, go, they're saying. And now Lawler. Referee says ring it. All right, Lawler's agreed to the match. He's out on the apron. He's got a 10 count to get in here. He said until they shut up, he's not going to climb in the ring. Well, the referee will have something to say about that. You've got to count of 10 to get in there or you lose the match. Lawler now calling, he's in the ring, but he calls the Terror up for a consultation. I'm not sure what the Terror could offer, given the total lack of luck that the Terror had against Chris Champion in the opening fall of the match. But the Terror did agree to step aside, and now we've got us a match between Chris Champion and Jerry Lawler. No contact so far, however. Lawler seems to be mighty cautious. Champion finally initiates the contact. Lawler has him up in the air. And he dumps him right in the middle of the ring. Lawler dropped with a right fist, but he missed. Champion with a good drop kick puts him down to the mat, and Lawler takes this opportunity to get out of the ring. And smiles all around with Chris Champion and Dirty White Girl over in his corner. Go, Chris, go, say the crowd. Lawler is telling the Terror, make the crowd shut up. Yeah. Lawler back in there now. We've only got about a minute left, a little less than a minute in the time limit. About 50 seconds to go, and we'll have to ring the bell on this one as time is running mighty close. I wish we had a lot more time. It's a shame Lawler didn't decide to take on Chris Champion earlier in the day. Look at Champion working on him, back in the turnbuckles. And Champion backs to the center of the ring. More consultation between the Terror and Jerry Lawler. Word of encouragement for Chris Champion from the Dirty White Girl. Oh, Lawler going to take a swing at him with the right fist as the Terror held him up there, but he ducked. Time is running out right here. Very, very close. Disqualified. But we do have to ring the bell. Time is up. Time is up. And look at Lawler claiming a victory here. There's no victory. Lawler, he spent more time, I think, out of the ring than he did in the ring. But it'll go as a draw. Time runs out. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with a recap in a moment. Throughout the entire commercial break, the crowd says they want a rematch.
Okay, listen. Let me ask you something. Okay, they want a match. You want a match? Do you want a match? Okay, I got a match for you. My rear end and your faces.
Very funny. Very funny.
There's a match for you.
You know what they mean. They want a rematch between you and Champion. I'd like to see it, too. Unfortunately, the facts of television being what they are, we don't have time for it. We've got to get out of here right now.
How many matches did I win today?
You won one.
Two.
You won one. I think maybe you lost one. I'm not sure about that Junkyard Dog match outcome.
Hey,
Monday night at the Coliseum. We'll see you here next week. Until then, I'm Dave Brown for Jerry Lawler. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by